Hey, how's it going? It's Jack Osborne. You are listening to The Diary of a Madman with Dan and Josh.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Diary of the Madman, the ultimate Ozzy Osbourne podcast where we geek the fuck out about all things Ozzy and all things Ozzy related. I am Josh Crum, he is Mr. Dan Drago, and I love to see that smile every time I do the intro. Dan just lights up, and I love it. How's it going, Dan?
I am doing great, man. I'm so excited. I don't even want to say be back because we haven't taken a break, but, Josh's schedule and my schedule is been crazy. So, we've been planning to do this episode for about 3 weeks now, and we just haven't got to it.
Yeah, it's been crazy. We've not even really spoke a whole lot, and it's definitely nothing on a personal. It's just like my work's been slammed, dude. Like, I do like respiratory, like DME, and it's just gotten so busy, which is a good thing because we're clearly doing something right. But Dan's a scholar again, so
That's right. I went back to college, everybody. So throw that onto my day job, being a coach, being a songwriter, being a father, being a husband. So, and most importantly, of course, being the Ozzy Osbourne co-host of the Diary of the Madman show. So,
all right.
it's been very busy lately. And football started, and the Giants are already out of the playoffs.
The Bengals pretty much are too, I believe.
Right. Hey, but Jackson Dart's starting on Sunday, baby. I can't wait.
Yeah. Another funny thing, as we record this, Dan and I are both baseball guys, and he's a Mets guy, and I'm a big Reds guy, and we are in a dead heat, tied for the final spot in the playoffs right now. My Reds own the tiebreaker, so we'll see where it goes. We're kind of excited about that right now.
I mean, we really have just tanked it the last half of the season. I mean, we don't deserve to go, to be perfectly honest. I think the Reds, the Diamondbacks, and the Giants are all hotter than the Mets right now, and we're only holding on because of how strong the first half of the season was.
Yeah. Well, for the Reds, not to get into that real quick, but Hunter Green was hurt most of the season. He's our best pitcher. And I think when Hunter came back, the tide just really changed for Cincinnati, adding that one more quality. Not only quality starter, but one of the best in baseball right now, starters. Kind of got us back in that a little bit. So it's been exciting for me. But in the meantime, Dan, any news you want to discuss before we get into today's topic?
Yeah, two things real quick. Obviously, everybody in the Ozzy Osbourne world knows about No Escape From Now, the new documentary that is airing. Josh, why don't you talk a little bit about it? You have a little bit more notes than I do on it. But, the new documentary is coming out, which talks about the last couple of years of Ozzy's life. It looks very emotional.
Yeah, just seeing it, man. I think it's what every Ozzy fan, wants to see since his passing. But even before his passing, Dan and I talk on this show all the time. We want studio footage. We want behind the scenes. And that's what it appears to be a whole lot of. The cameras apparently have been following him for the past few years. It showed on the trailer a whole lot of. And I apologize, my dogs are going nuts.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
I apologize.
It makes us real.
Yeah, but wouldn't be any different at Ozzy's house, right?
Yeah,
be just like that. But no, a lot of behind the scenes footage. It looked like a lot of in the studio stuff. Showed him recording
That's what
patient
I'm
number 9,
excited about, right?
And absolutely, and then backstage, of course, we're back to the beginning, which would be amazing. But I think it looks really good. October the 7th, Paramount Plus. What a cool release! I mean, this is something. And I think that Home to Roost, which they renamed it to Mom, I'm Coming Home or whatever in the UK, that's going to air also. I think a few weeks before that. But not as excited about that one. This one, No Escape From Now, just looks fucking excellent.
It really does. Do you think they add anything after about his death?
This is the big question, right? I mean, were they still recording something at that point? I don't know. I don't know. It could be one of those sad endings where it kind of does one of those cold stops and then does the black screen with Ozzy, unfortunately. Or, we'll see. We'll see. Still unbelievable to think that he's not with us. It's still, I know all of us listening to this and watching it, and it's still unbelievable that Ozzy's not with us. It's just hard to believe. It's crazy.
I still don't accept it. I know that sounds crazy, but this is going to sound wild because I've listened to Ozzy a shit ton since he's passed, right? We all have. But I was just thinking this morning. Do you know there is one album I have still not been able to listen to one song off of? Not one.
Is it Diary of a Madman?
It's Diary.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, I don't know. I can't. There's something in my brain blocking me from listening to anything off of that record. And it's almost going to be so final, I think, when I do. I don't know. There's something weird going on. Since it was my first Ozzy record, I just can't right now.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel like that about any other record, but Diary is so special to me, just like it is to everybody, that, you know, I just have not heard not one song off of that record since it passed.
Wow. I've definitely heard tracks. I've not sat and listened to it as a whole. But it's weird to think, too, 3/4 of those guys are gone now. You know, from the classic lineup. I mean, Bob's the only remaining of those four. It's just so crazy to think about. Because, you know, Lee, of course, 2 or 3 years ago, probably 3 years ago, we lost Lee.
Yep.
So, it's wild to think about that. But, you know.
Yeah, it's awful. Speaking of that, we haven't even talked about this, but Hulu's doing that new show called Into the Void. Have you heard of that?
I have heard about that, but I'm not real familiar with it.
Yeah, but the first episode is it's all about the dark side of rock and roll and rock. So the whole first episode is dedicated to Randy and his death.
No shit.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
even
I'm
know
trying
that.
to find a
That's
date.
how busy we've been.
Right.
I didn't even
Me
know
and Josh
that.
haven't even talked about that. Oh, it's out already. Jesus, I haven't even
didn't
watched
know
it yet.
that.
September 22nd. Oh, it came out yesterday.
Okay.
So it's on
Hulu. I have
It's
Hulu.
called Into the Void. And obviously we're taping this September 23rd, but we're pretty fast turnaround, so we'll have this out tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, it's called Into the Void, and the first episode is about Randy's tragic death. So if you guys have not heard about that, check it out. The series is called Into the Void. Every episode will be something different, but the first episode is about Randy.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Not just because of the Randy, just in general. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and I love that they used Into the Void, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a Dark Side of the Ring thing, I guess, but
I
for
love
rock and roll.
Dark Side of the Ring. Love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be like. So guess
And
what
that
I'll
show
be watching
can-
tonight?
That show can be some wrestler you've never heard of, but it'd be the most entertaining freaking episode when you watch it. Like, that's good shit.
Oh, 100%. And I don't get Vice anymore because I switched over to YouTube.
Same.
And it is on Hulu, though, Josh. All those Dark Side of the Rings are on Hulu.
Is the new season up yet, though?
No, I don't know if it's up yet. But I didn't even get to watch the last season, so I got to start watching. I'm a whole season behind. But, yeah, if you guys haven't seen Dark Side of the Ring and you're a wrestling fan or not even a wrestling fan, some of those stories and what those guys went through back in the day is unbelievable. So if you guys like just documentaries, I highly recommend it. But
there's
check
stories
out
of
Into the
tragedy.
Void, the Hulu one that came out yesterday about Randy.
Absolutely.
Just totally popped into my brain for some
That's
reason.
cool
I forgot
shit.
about it.
Another
And then,
cool.
of course,
Yeah.
no Escape from Now. I think it's going to be great. I'm most excited to see the difference between him recording Ordinary Man versus Patient Number 9. I think you're going to see a totally different Ozzy, and I hope they kind of explore both aspects of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious to see what they do with it. I hope there's as much studio and that as we think there will be. You know, when it showed Kelly talking about how it's kind of his lifeline and this and that, so clearly it's going to be a huge part of it. So yeah, I'm definitely excited about that.
Yeah, and before we move on, the last thing I'll say is the more, obviously his death is horrifying for his family, but as a fan, a diehard fan, there's no question he would have continued recording. And I think that's what I feel stolen. Like, I feel like that's what was stolen from his fans. But the diehards, because, you know, everybody came out of the woodwork about being a big Ozzy fan, but, you know, they probably haven't heard anything since Bark at the Moon or Shot in the Dark. But no more
Mama
Tears in
Coming
Heaven.
Home. Yeah.
But, you know, the diehards, I mean, if we would have got we knew we were going to get another album, you know, with Andrew Watt. So how much is recorded? That's really what I want to find out.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's a lot, unfortunately.
I don't either. I think Watt got so busy with other things, and Ozzy's continuing to get. I just think I agree. Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
But
maybe some humming melodies here and there on some basic like demos, but nothing flushed out. That's my feeling.
But there's still other tracks. We discuss them all the time on here. The Patient Number 9 has 3 tracks still yet that we've not heard. There's things.
There's so much things.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I don't think there's a whole lot from a new session either, unfortunately. But I think that was getting ready to happen.
Yeah, right. The last bit of news is Funko finally is releasing the Bark at the Moon large size Funko figure, just like the Diary of the Madman one. I originally ordered it. What was that? A good over a year ago. They canceled all our orders and discontinued it. It was never released, but they finally put it back on market. So if you guys haven't ordered that, I'd recommend to do it now. I ordered mine right away. And Ozzy's biography's coming out before you know it. So, there are stuff coming out. And just to piggyback on the whole recording thing, if he would have got back in the studio, I mean, obviously he had a heart attack, but, who knows if that wouldn't have prolonged his life even more if he was recording. Because obviously I think he dies years ago if he doesn't have that in his life.
I agree totally. Speaking of back in the studio real quick, how about Aerosmith and Youngblood?
Oh, that's right. I almost skipped right over that. I haven't even listened to the song. How was it?
It's good. It's good. It's not groundbreaking, but kind of like we were talking about earlier. What is groundbreaking these days? Nothing. I mean, it definitely is poppy, but Aerosmith became very poppy in the 2000s. It sounds like 2000s Aerosmith to me. Just Push Play, Jaded, those tracks. It sounds
Great
like
song.
that.
Jaded is an awesome song.
It's got that kind of vibe. Steven and Youngblood sound remarkably similar on the recording when you hear them. Like you can tell who's who. Steven sounds great. I don't understand. My biggest qualm with the whole thing is why they exclude the other members of the band from all of the promotionals. That's so weird to me.
Yeah, because you would think Aerosmith, it's Aerosmith. It doesn't have to just be Steven Tyler and Joe Perry. You know, I mean, they should be talking about everybody.
It was to the point that I assumed they weren't on the track until Matt Sorum tweeted, "Thank you to Brad, Joe, not Joe because he's out of the band obviously because Matt Sorum played the drums, but Brad and Tom Hamilton and Steven Tyler and Joe Perry and Youngblood for having me play the drums on your new EP." So the drummer's going to be Matt Sorum because Joey Kramer has been out for a while now. Matt Sorum.
Joey Kramer and him have been on the outs. Him and Steven, even in the Making of the Pump video. Have you ever watched the Making of Pump, the documentary?
Yeah, God, years ago.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big Aerosmith guy. I mean, I'll just be perfectly honest. But the Making of Pump, if you're a musician, watch it. But there's so much tension between Joey Kramer and Steven Tyler. Because Steven Tyler's a drummer. Not a lot of people know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he rides his ass so hard in that video.
Yeah. So I think it's so weird that they're not involved in any of the promotionals, though. But
here's the big question, and I haven't had a chance to look it up yet. Does Andrew Watt produce it?
They haven't said. They said where it was recorded. It was recorded at. Oh shit! I don't want to take time.
I threw him on the spot, everybody.
He did.
Sorry, but I remember joking during the Back to the Beginning because Andrew Watt and Steven Tyler were walking together, and I think I even texted you and said, "Oh shit, he's trying to get them in the studio so he could produce." Remember I said that?
You did 100%. You absolutely did. I'm trying to see. Let me grab the credits here real quick. Just because now that you've brought it up.
All right, so I'm going to tell a quick story
who...
while you're looking, and then give us the
Okay.
answer. So Josh touched on something pretty important here. He said it's not groundbreaking, but I'm a big fan of Paradise Lost. My tastes go quite a bit heavier than Josh. Me and Ryan, are geeking out over the new Paradise Lost release. It's fucking incredible, by the way. If you're a fan, check it out. And I was talking to another friend, and they were like, "What do you think of the Paradise Lost release?" And I thought, yeah, it's solid. It's very, very good, man. And his response back to me is, well, it's not the best of their career. And, and I'm not comparing Paradise Lost to Aerosmith because, Aerosmith's been around since the early 70s. But Paradise Lost is like their 16th, 17th record. And I was just like, dude, who the fuck expects them to release the best album of their career? They've been together for like 30 years. Give me a fucking break. Over 30 years. I said, that shouldn't be the level that we are looking at. Is it? I bet you it's a top 5. It's close to a top 5 album of their career. That's how good it is, and that's more than enough. It's like these expectations from people are out of control, man.
Yeah.
It just has to be good. Why does it have to be the best album of their career? Why does Aerosmith have to? I mean, is it going to be Dream On or fucking Angel or Love in an Elevator? Fuck no. But is it fun? That's all that matters.
Exactly. And we just went through that with Ozzy and Patient Number 9. I think Patient Number 9 is a top 6 or 7 record, possibly. I don't know. It's in the ballpark, anyway. Oh, man, it's not as good as Blizzard of Oz was. It's like, well, what the fuck?
Exactly.
No, it's not. Matt Schwartz produced this,
so
and he also co-wrote with Stephen, Joe, and Youngblood. Dominic.
So, I'm going to get in trouble for this because I probably should have, but I did not watch the VMAs. So I've still not seen the performances. So, Josh, why don't you give a quick recap on what you thought? I'll be honest, I'm not a big Steven Tyler fan. I like him, but it's like when I'm not a Joe Perry fan at all as a player. I mean, he's great, but he's just not my style. I love Nuno, so I would have tuned in to watch Nuno, but I've not had a chance to watch it yet. How was it?
It was great. You got to check it out. I was really impressed and honored and happy. They did way more than they had to do. They could have easily strutted out 5 dudes, played one song, moved on, and it'd been over. They had Jack introduce everything with his grandkids, which I thought was great. Then they did a video section that's like 2.5 minutes of Ozzy talking and showing footage of him playing over the years and with the family and different things and just talking about his career. Then into Youngblood doing Crazy Train with Nuno and all those guys. And Nuno, again, we've stroked him so much on this show the last few episodes, but
he deserves it.
Man, alive.
The best.
You know. And then he admitted what Ozzy, the last words Ozzy said to him. Did you see that? You're the only one that ever said no.
No to me. That's so cool.
And he would have been fucking great. As much as we love Joe Holmes, you have to wonder what would have happened with Nuno. I mean,
I think he would have been the perfect fit.
He would have. I mean, well, we see it now, right? We're seeing it. Like, he would have.
And the guy's a chameleon. So just if people aren't understanding how good Nuno is, you know, my favorite Nuno record is a release he released in the mid-'90s. It's kind of a grunge record just called Nuno. Well, the band is, and the album's called Schizophrenic. It's fucking brilliant. Hardly no shredding on it, but it just shows the guy can write any style. It wouldn't have been extreme style songs, is what I'm trying to say. He would have been able to epitomize the ultimate Ozzy early era and write Jake and Randy and Zach style songs. Mm-hmm. And I think so. That's what would have been perfect for Ozzy at that time.
Yeah. But no, the whole tribute was amazing. I mean, I knew when they said Steven Tyler, I'm like, he's going to do Mama, I'm Coming Home. Like, you just knew that had to be because he's the ballad dude. I mean, aside from Ozzy, it's Steven's thing, I think. And no, it was beautiful, man. The whole thing was great. Then when it finished,
I'll watch it for sure.
They showed a little more footage of Ozzy just to kind of say goodbye, kind of thing. They done it right. I mean, for metal and rock, we very rarely get our due, and it felt like this one they did. And then the Emmys did him in the in memoriam, and there was actually a little bit of an applause when it showed Ozzy's face. He was the only one.
Now I did watch that because Vince Gill sounded beautiful.
Vince Gill's fucking great.
Oh my god,
that guy,
amazing. What control does that guy have as a vocalist? Sorry to go off on a tangent.
No, you're fine.
I did watch the In Memoriam because I wanted to see Ozzy.
And not to mention that, but have you ever heard the motherfucker play guitar?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking unreal. Unreal. So, yeah.
Right,
I went to took the family to the Grand Ole Opry one time. My mom and dad and Vince was the headliner. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Do you remember who was there?
Huh?
Do you remember who was there? Like who headlined or played?
Yeah.
Dan is not a country guy.
No.
At all.
One of them is a popular guy out of Phoenix because we rode on the airplane with him there because all the people, that was for a business show. So our company rented out the Grand Ole Opry. But I can't remember his name. He's still a popular guy. And then the second night they did a bunch of, not the second night, the second year, they did a bunch of like tributes. So it was like a Garth Brooks, a Tim McGraw, Reba McEntire tribute.
Yeah.
And these girls, they didn't tell us they were tributes, but I could tell right away. And the girls were going crazy, thinking it was really Tim McGraw. It's the Grand Ole Opry, and these guys look like exactly like the real guys. It sounded just like them. It was pretty awesome.
I can see that. Yeah. I mean, it's the
that.
Grand Ole Opry, so I get it. It's not Marlowe's Country Palace. So yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's get in. Sorry, that was a little long-winded, guys. Josh and I haven't talked. That's just me and Josh talking. But let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. I am so excited for this, and I've been dying to do an episode on this for a long time. Josh, why don't you give it up? What are we doing
today? We do the deep dive of Black Rain. Finally, this has been a long time coming. We've got a lot of questions about this record. Someday we hope to have Kevin Cherko on to discuss it. That's something we've talked to some of his family about having him on, and he wants to do it at some point. Mainly because we just want to ask him why those 3 tracks were left off the main listing.
We're going to get to that,
yeah. but other than that, Black Rain, man, the ageless wonder. It's the Sammy Hagar of Ozzy's fucking catalog.
Right. We didn't even mention that. Sammy Hagar coming out saying he butchered Flying High.
He did, too.
Which he did.
He did.
You know, I think out of all of the albums in Ozzy's career, this one is grown the most over time. It's aged so fucking well. Because I'm going to be perfectly honest. For a long time, Black Rain was my least liked Ozzy record. Like,
Same.
bottom. Even worse than Scream. Like, and I hate to say that because, you know, those are my two least liked records. But as time has worn on, Black Rain is way the fuck up there. Like, it is battling, for me personally, Patient Number 9. I like it better than Ordinary Man. It is battling Patient Number 9 for his best post-Osmosis record.
Yeah.
And Down to Earth is great too, but I think I like Black Rain better.
It felt like Scream smoked it coming out of the gates.
Right.
And now it's like it's not even comparable. When I was doing my listing for this, it was hard to cut tracks.
That's how good it is. Yeah.
I mean, it's a solid record, and I don't know why at the time it felt so. It had to be in just the era. You know what I'm saying? The wrong album at the wrong time. Had to be. Because
why is that? That's the question, and I'd love our listeners to kind of give an answer on this. Why did that album fall so flat when it came out? Because it brought Zach back, and the reason I say back is because he wrote 80% of the record.
I think Ozzy commented that Zach kind of laid the foundation for all these tracks, except for there's two that Zach's not co-writing.
Yeah, Trapdoor and God Bless the Almighty Dollar.
Yeah.
Zach is not on.
Yeah.
But all three. So, you know, that's 11 songs that Zach brought to the table, right? When you include the 3 bonus tracks.
Yeah.
Why did this album just fall so flat? I don't even understand it. Is it I personally think opening tracks are very important, and I think Not Going Away is too slow and sludgy to start a record. But they picked the wrong song to start the record. And I think I Don't Want to Stop is just so poppy that it threw off a lot of people's fucking, like, oh, Ozzy's being poppy, even though Ozzy's been poppy since Blizzard of Oz. But I Don't Want to Stop is just so poppy, right?
Yeah.
You know, and he had I Don't Want to Stop, Not Going Away, and I remember people making fun of that a little bit too back in the day.
Yeah, and I think another thing, people are so short-sighted. They hear 30-second clip and they're like, oh man, and they think they know the whole fucking record, right?
Right.
And back then, that's what we would do. If you remember those little, they had the cool fucking website where you could scroll over and hear the clips of the fucking
greatest.
track.
I went to that every fucking day.
Fuck yeah, trying to piece that shit together and hear the fucking song.
Find all the songs. Yep.
It was fucking cool as hell. Anyway, I think there was that section in I Don't Want to Stop. Wow, 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 wow. That section of I Don't Want to Stop. I remember I had so many people was like, man, Ozzy's new album sounds industrial. It sounds industrial. I heard that all the time. And I'm like, dude, it's like one fucking bar of the fucking whole album. But I think that could put a weird spin on it too, that some people were like, sounds industrial.
Honestly, Let It Die is way more industrial than anything off of Black Rain.
Yeah.
Right? So obviously it's a Kevin Churko thing that he's bringing to the table, which is great. I think all producers should have their stamp on a record. I do believe that. But I don't think this album is industrial at all. Techno.
Nobody listens to techno.
But it's not. That is the one part of the song, is of the whole record, is that little part in. I know exactly what part you're talking about, too. Mm-hmm. And it does. Maybe that's another thing, but I just, even for you and me, so we're not saying everybody else. It was even us that were like, yeah, this album just doesn't do it for me. It always ranks towards the bottom of most people's list when you see some Joe Schmoes or some website say, rank Ozzy's albums. Black Rain is ultimately always at the bottom, and it fucking pisses me off. And I think the production is fucking incredible. Zach's guitars sound great, and I think Ozzy sounds great. He sounds much better on Black Rain than he does on Down to Earth to my ears.
It's an odd thing, and like you said, it's us also. I mean, when it came out, of course we love it, but it was like, this is his worst record. Right. I thought Down to Earth smoked it. When Scream came out, I thought it smoked it, and now with time, I'm like, man, this fucking album, dude, it gets better every fucking year, and there's something to be said for that. Another thing I want to share real quick off topic, but I just want to say this. When Ozzy passed, and of course, the whole world goes and they start listening to Ozzy on all the streaming sites. I saw where Tim Palmer, who we still want on the show so fucking bad we can't stand it, who, produced Down to Earth, He said, Ozzy and I wrote Believer. They wrote Dreamer, with Mick Jones, right? And he said, Ozzy and I believed in this song so much, and the record label just never really got behind it.
Right.
And we always felt like it was as good as Mama Coming Home or as good as any other track. He said, and it just never, it never got that push. He said, but I feel so vindicated now because it showed the top 3 most listened to Ozzy tracks after he passed. Number 1 was Mama Coming Home, Crazy Train, Dreamer. And I thought that was really cool. And I see his point. Like, in time, that song grew into one of those songs, regardless of the push, marketing push at the time. You know what I'm saying? Same as Black Rain now has grown into. If you just go back and listen, you're like, man, this album's great.
Just to correct you real quick, just because we're the show, but it was Marty Fredrickson who had the third writing credit. Not
Yeah.
But he produced it, of course. It was probably heavily involved. Tim Palmer. You and I have been bitching since the day we met, Josh. We have felt like Dreamer should have been not only Ozzy's biggest song, should have been an American anthem, just like Imagine is. I mean, and I know that's what Ozzy was going for, but there's no reason why Dreamer wasn't that huge. The lyrics are fucking incredible. The melodies are so emotional and vulnerable. Sorry we're going on a down-to-earth tangent, but this is what we do on this show. But Tim Palmer's right. I don't understand why that song wasn't big.
Yeah. I wonder if, 2 things. Had Paul McCartney done it, how much bigger would it have been?
Yeah, for sure.
2, did the label look down on it because Paul McCartney chose not to do it?
Yeah, that's probably possible.
Did they go, Paul didn't like it?
Anything about Ozzy's dad? No.
Man, I ain't seen nothing.
I've been looking, and I never saw a word. And that breaks my heart, man, because Ozzy worshipped that guy. It made me, and everybody knows I'm such a big Beatles guy.
He was on the God Bless Ozzy documentary that time.
Yeah, I know. But you think he could have just tweeted? Everybody and their fucking mother tweeted something.
I mean, even Roger Waters tweeted something.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, right there.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about Black Rain.
Okay.
This album came out May 22nd, 2007. It originally came out in the brown cardboard and had a free ticket to Ozfest for a lawn seat, which I never used because I wanted to buy seats because I always wanted to get as close as possible. What about you, sir?
I bought seats, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not against the lawn, but I did buy seats.
Yeah. And everybody was pissed off about that too, remember? That it didn't have a real cover?
Yeah.
That brown cardboard bullshit?
It didn't have liner notes or anything, lyrics or nothing. It was very vague and basic.
I think they saved money because of the Ozfest thing. And then eventually on the re-release, they released the full cover, which is fucking brilliant. I love the cover.
I love the cover.
The album's about 46 minutes long. It went gold in the U.S., which is fantastic. I don't remember what it charted. It debuted at number 3.
3, which is his highest charting at the time. Yeah.
At the time. Listen to this, though. I mean, 2007, I know it seems like an eternity, but it's really not that long ago. It sold 152,000 copies in its first week. That's a lot, dude. I mean, it was fucking, it shot out of the gate. You know, so it did sell a lot. Obviously, we had the return of Zakk Wylde, even though he was still on Down to Earth, but obviously this is his first time writing. It continued Michael Borden, his last album with Ozzy, which I fucking love Michael Borden. And it has the first appearance of Rob Zombie's Rob Blasco Nicholson, who I first knew of in Cryptic Slaughter back in the early 80s, who was on Metal Blade back in the day, and he was kind of in a hard crossover band called Cryptic Slaughter, which they're fucking great. So Blasco's first record. What else can we talk about? This is the first album.
Adam Wakeman.
Adam Wakeman, too. His first
Adam
album.
Wakeman.
Good call. Yeah. This is the first album I can really remember where you had to buy 5 fucking copies to get all the material.
I was going to get to that next.
Yeah.
So, one trick back in the day, so obviously they wanted this Ozzy wanted that number 1 album so bad. They tried every trick in the book. Free Fest, we just mentioned that a minute ago. But the big thing in the early 2000s that people have kind of forgotten now is exclusive tracks. You got to buy this album at Walmart to get this track, and buy it at Target to get this track, and get it from iTunes and get this track. Black Rain had 3-4 different versions that you could purchase to get different tracks. And I don't want to jump the gun. I do. Well, I'll say it. I think that's part of why those tracks were so good. I think that was their way of these tracks are good. You better get it. because they were left off the album. I think they left good tracks off on purpose. If the 3 tracks are duds, then who cares for the most part. But I think they wanted those tracks to be good. But that said, they don't know they're good if you don't buy them. So, but yeah, it's an era that was definitely different in the buying multiple copies thing. So now you just do color variants for records, right?
Yeah, exactly, 100%. But so let's go over those. The iTunes version included Nightmare and Love to Hate, and that was the only place you could really get Love to Hate, was the iTunes version. And then the Japanese edition had I Can't Save You and Nightmare. And then they eventually came out with the tour edition that had all 3 tracks with some live tracks. Then they did a reissue with all of it. You know, it's so strange that Nightmare, I Can't Save You, and Love to Hate are still not on Spotify. It's a fucking shame, because
it's weird.
We'll talk again ad nauseum about how much we love all 3 of those songs. But yeah, that's crazy. And I bought all of them. I had the iTunes version, I had the regular version, and I had the Japanese edition, and I'm sure you did too.
Yeah, 100%.
And then, of course, I bought the tour edition when that came out, you know, because I'm a fucking moron. But
there was this shit. I'm gonna show you some classic 2007 flashback. So like right here is my. So there's the tour edition or whatever. No, this is the Japanese. I'm sorry, this is the Japanese version.
I love the Japanese edition.
Yeah, which has, of course, like you said, I Can't Save You and Nightmare. But here's what we would really do back in the day: put every one of them tracks on that bad boy.
Oh yeah, there it is. Josh was showing a burnt CD.
That way, I mean, I got the real one, but that way you could go to your car and have all those tracks on the one CD.
I love it.
Yeah, that's how we had to do it in the day.
So the first single was I Don't Want to Stop. That was their choice for the first single, which I think is a good choice. I mean, it's super poppy. It's super up-tempo, and I think it's great. We talk about this all the time. I love my Ozzy up-tempo. I don't like Ozzy as well. I love it. Of course, let me say I love it. But I don't like Ozzy as much when he is trying to be Black Sabbath. Yeah. I'd rather have Black Sabbath be the slow, heavier, dungy headbangers. I like, if you listen to Blizzard, I mean, Believer aside, but Diary can do no wrong. But if you listen to Blizzard, it's so fucking up-tempo, dude. Mm-hmm. Like, that Bark at the Moon is very up-tempo. It's either, for me, it's one of those epic tracks, but I don't mind him slow, like a You're No Different, let's just say, but I don't like when he gets really sludgy, i.e. Black Illusion, right? I just don't like those style songs. And there is one of them on here that I know for sure that we'll discuss, and that is the opening track. And let's get into it, Josh. The opening track of this record is Not Going Away. What's your thoughts on it?
Just what you said. I do think the knock on this record out of the gate, for everyone, including myself, was the album is sludgy. It feels like it's in mud. It kind of lacks traction and energy. And that tone is set immediately coming out of the gate with Not Going Away. Just the wrong track. The wrong track to open the album with. I'd rather went. We're going to go over this later, but I mean, even if you just do I Don't Want to Stop as an opener, it's better than this. Yeah, just a bad decision. It's a decent song. I'm not crazy about it as a song, truthfully. I think I said on the episode recently that it's not one of my favorites. And actually, I like it less with time as compared to the other songs on the album. But, it's Ozzy. It's got its moments. It's got a good guitar solo and Ozzy's melodies and all the things, but it just doesn't have that grab you moment that pulls you into this track at all. I do want to say real quick, one thing you forgot. He corrected me earlier. I'll get him this time. Written by Ozzy Osbourne, Kevin Cherico, and Zakk Wylde.
Oh, yeah. Every song.
Except for
Trapdoor and Almighty Dollar.
Which is no Zakk.
No Zakk.
They're Ozzy and
That's
Kevin
just
Cherico.
Ozzy, Kevin Cherico. Good call. Actually, before we get started, can I read something that Kevin Cherico said?
Absolutely.
So, Kevin Cherico said, by the way, we should talk about this a little bit before, so this is my bad, guys. Do you know where they met Kevin Cherico?
No.
He was met through Mark Hudson, and Mark Hudson asked him to engineer Undercover. And Ozzy got on with him so well that they decided to do their next 2 records with Kevin Cherico.
Both Vegas dudes, right?
Yeah. So just a little bit of backstory, but he said, Zakk and Ozzy wanted an engineer with strong skills and opinions. This is Kevin Cherico talking, but not a dominating producer. As the project progressed, Ozzy began assigning other duties to me until they eventually gave me a co-producer credit. So before I keep going, it sounds like to me that Kevin Cherico was much more involved in Scream, that Black Rain is more of a Zakk and Ozzy record.
I agree 100%. Ozzy was tired of Beinhorn's shit. Zach was tired of Tim Palmer's shit, and they both wanted somebody they could work with together as like John Purdell and Dwayne Barron, like they did in More Tears.
The beginnings of the songs for that album were laid down by Zach and drummer Mike Borden, who would come into the studio in the evening to improvise, and we would record lots of riffs. Ozzy and I would go over them the next morning, and he'd give feedback, and we developed them together. Eventually, that led to me getting co-writing credits on all the songs on that album. So that tells me anything with Zach's name on it, Zach wrote, and Kevin Churko is getting a writing credit because of him helping him and Ozzy kind of cut the songs and the riffs together, kind of like Lars does with Metallica, right? Yeah. That's what Lars does with Metallica. So I think that's pretty interesting, right?
I wonder. I always thought Kevin probably helped with lyrics too, kind of like Watt.
Oh,
Ozzy and Watt sat down and worked on lyrics together. I think Kevin probably, worked on lyrics with him.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah. But what's your thoughts on Not Going Away?
So Not Going Away, I think you fucking said it perfectly. Not Going Away was one of my favorite songs on the record when it first came out. And now it's one of my least liked songs. So I think this one is aged the worst, to be perfectly honest.
Exactly.
And we forgot to mention there is an industrial part on Not Going Away as well. And that's that breakdown where Ozzy's going, not going away. Yeah. Over and over. Which is also my least liked part of the song. I'm not going to lie. I was like, God, anytime Ozzy does stupid shit like that, I'm always like, dude, sing a melody. You are the god of melodies. What are we doing with this bullshit? But, I like his main melody and stuff, but I don't like the bridge on this song at all. The bridge is just really lazy for me, and I don't think that. I think if you combine that one lick in I Don't Want to Stop, and now that bridge and Not Going Away, the first two songs on the record, people generalized what this whole album was.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I totally agree. And like you said, the rest of the album has done this, and that one track's kind of done this.
Right. I think that it's a terrible song to start an album with. Absolutely terrible. I think it does not start with its best foot forward. But I do think the melodies are great. Obviously the song channels his frustration with being dismissed as a musician, and basically saying that he's never going away. And we knew that was going to be true. Ozzy's never going away unless, of course, he passed. His vocal performance is very aggressive on the song, which I do love when Ozzy gets aggressive like this. And there's a very, his vocal is almost rebellious, right? When he sings, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a great anthem for people that have been told you're past your prime, right? And, you should hang it up, right? Yeah. How many people, and we know some personally, that say it like all the time back in the day, Ozzy should hang it up, Ozzy should hang it up. I think this was a fuck you to everybody in their face, right? Which I love that about the song.
Yeah, I mean, it's got its moments and its highlights, but yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
But
I would have to say, though, it's just a terrible song choice to open the record.
And
it has not grown great. Great guitar solo, though. I will say that.
We haven't said this yet. Zach's fucking... But we haven't said this also. Second single.
Eesh. Right. Yeah.
So,
I'm curious to think. We'll talk about this. We're going to talk about what we feel should have been the singles with and without the B-sides after we're done with this, because we're going to do some fun things today.
Yeah.
All right, let's go into track 2. Track 2 is I Don't Want to Stop, which is the first single off the record, also written by Ozzy, Zach, and Kevin Churko. Zach. I do that all the time. Josh, what do you think?
He does do that a lot, doesn't he? I like this song. I've always liked this song. It's a great lead single. Has the energy that everyone said the album lacked, including myself. I said the album lacked energy also in the day. The only thing is it's industrial. I just can't handle that. I'm joking, obviously, because of her. But no, I Don't Want to Stop's a great Ozzy single. It just is. It's one of those that had it stayed in the set list, it probably would be a classic at this point. He performed it live on WWE. I remember seeing that song was a lot of places. I feel like I seen it on the baseball playoffs.
Football, maybe?
Countdown's Begun was like that too. Not to jump ahead, but I've seen it on a lot of things. There's a lot of marketing with this album, I think, trying to get
Definitely.
it there. But no, I'm not going away. Shit. I Don't Want to Stop is a great classic Ozzy song. It's up tempo. Zach's, of course, Zach. That's kind of a rough riff to play too. Have you ever tried to play that?
No, I haven't.
It's a weird one. Yeah, it's kind of awkward.
Well, it's funny because me and Josh and Ryan got into an argument once that I said, not an argument, a fun argument, because I claimed that I Don't Want to Stop is not a riff. Do you remember that whole argument we had that time?
We did. Yeah, we did.
I'm
That's
here
right.
to say it barely registers on the riff meter. To me, it's much more rhythmic. But I know. Did you see that face, Josh? Just
That's a riff.
yeah, it is. I do agree that it is a riff, but you know, when I think of a riff, Not Going Away's got more of a riff, you know. But I think I Don't Want to Stop is a much better song. It's got that energy Ozzy loves. It's a great live song. Something else we should talk about. They only did 3 songs live off this record. I Don't Want to Stop and Not Going Away were 2 of them. And the third one was, of course, he would do Here For You. I think he did on the first leg of the tour, not the second leg of the tour. But I do think this song has aged pretty well. I like it a lot better than Not Going Away. Another one about being resilient and talking about his refusal to quit despite his age. So obviously Ozzy was going through something here. But it's just another personal anthem. What a great rock anthem I Don't Want to Stop is. I personally believe that this song should have been played live for the rest of his career.
I agree.
You know, and I feel the same way about I Don't Want. Let Me Hear You Scream. I think I Don't Want to Stop. I Don't Want to Stop and Let Me Hear You Scream. And
Gets Me Through.
Gets Me Through. All 3 of those songs should have never left his set list. And it pisses me off because I think those songs would all be considered Ozzy classics, all 3 of them.
Yeah, this your lead singles, and again, you know, Zach's guitar solo. Fuck.
Yeah,
he's
shredding.
That's like the beginning of Super Shredder Zach. You know what I mean? Like where he's just so goddamn fast.
He's full on.
Yeah, it's just so damn fast, but still melodic on this record for sure too with the solos. But yeah, it's just so fucking good. But yeah, no, it's a great Ozzy single. It really is.
Agreed. All right. Up next, we have track number 3, which is the title track, Black Rain. All right, Josh, we're going to keep it going with you starting. What is your thoughts on the title track?
Every time. I love this song. I've always loved this song. Our man Ryan Beavers, this is like one of his favorite tracks of the 21st century. I like it, man. I always like the fucking military march in the middle and the left. And this is a time when in the country there's so much going on war-wise, and there's a lot of, and when I say the country, I mean the United States. There was heat going on politically. I like this track, man. I like that it's kind of different. It's got that kind of Eastern vibe. Indian kind of vibe, that I dig. Ozzy's playing some harmonica in it, which I'm always a fan of.
Yep. You more than me, but it works in
this song. It works in this song great. I just always liked this song. I remember early on, it was probably my favorite song on the record. The mid, and it's oddly what exactly you said a minute ago. You don't like that much, that mid-tempo kind of vibe, but it's not Sabbathy either, though.
But it's not drudgy. There's a big difference. I love mid-tempo. I don't like when Ozzy gets, I call it sludgy, drudgy. Like, Not Going Away is like really drudgy. You know, Black Rain is not that. Black Rain is so fucking interesting.
Yeah.
I actually,
it's a good way of
when I
putting
first heard the record, this is one of my least liked songs. Did I just blow your mind?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I can see where it's a grower a little bit, though.
Yeah. And that's why I don't think it should have been a single. But, you know, almost 30 years later, no, almost 20 years later, sorry, I think this is one of the greatest Ozzy's 21st century songs. The song fucking slays. It's kind of got that modern War Pigs vibe a little bit lyrically, right? You know, very anti-war. I think it's one of the best songs Ozzy's done vocally. He sounds fucking great. It's about the horrors of war, and he specifically references the bombings of like Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Black Rain is the fallout of the trauma of that conflict. And really the whole song is about what the human cost to war is. And there is no doubt to me that Ozzy was watching documentaries at this time, and this is
No
very
question.
heavily Ozzy lyric.
Yeah,
And they're
History
great. I'm
Channel.
sure they got
Man.
brushed up and cleaned up by Kevin, but this just feels like an Ozzy song.
Well, I was going to mention that earlier. Two things. A, I think most of this album's very heavy-handed with Ozzy lyrically
Agreed.
helping.
Maybe his most.
And I think that's also part of why Not Going Away was pushed a little bit, because I think Ozzy probably wrote the majority of that, and he tends to like his own shit when he does them. But you also segued perfectly to what I was going to say. The lyrics to this song. Can I read a few of these?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I think this song has some of the best lyrics of Ozzy's career.
Whole career.
So, what is the price of a bullet? Another hole in the head. A flag draped over a coffin. Another soldier is dead. Fuck, chill bumps reading that. Literally. Like, how? Dude. That's
brilliant.
good shit. That's good shit, you know. How many victims have fallen? How many more have to die? People
Flag
dying
draped
in
over a
masses.
coffin, another soldier dead.
Yeah, I said that part. A flag draped over a coffin, another soldier is dead. You know,
You're
that's
cutting
so
out a little
fucking
bit to me.
good.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I can do that again.
Yeah.
What is the price of a bullet? Another hole in the head. A flag draped over a coffin. Another soldier is dead. That's just so fucking good, man. How many victims have fallen? How many more have to die?
Great, man.
People dying in masses. Angel of death standing by. Like, fucking great, dude. That is fucking excellent. That is good shit.
And his fucking melody, and I know we're gonna say that about 1,000 times, but his melody's great in the verses, man. Holy shit. Yeah, I love the riff in the pre-chorus.
And you got those classic Ozzy moments. War, killing sons. Where it's just that classic Ozzy gruff when he comes into those fucking lead lines.
Again, he's aggressive, right?
You
He's
know.
got that aggressive vibe to him.
Yes. War, killing sons and daughters.
Yeah.
Another failed attack. There is no
To be
turning
honest,
back.
And I know people are gonna.
Am I cutting that on?
Brilliant.
Am I delayed
People
on you a
gonna
little
criticize
bit?
us, but I personally believe these lyrics are as good as anything Sabbath and Bob did. I mean, they're that good.
Yeah, this is great shit. These are excellent lyrics, man.
Yeah. Maybe his best of the 21st century. They're way up there. And if you really sit down and listen to the song, it's mind-blowing. Everything about it is great. The melodies, the lyrics, the guitar solos, the riffs. This is like classic Ozzy. And this is the way Ozzy should be mid-tempo. This
Versus
is the way Ozzy should
sludgy.
be mid-tempo.
Yeah.
Because there's another song on here that's mid-tempo that I fucking love. And to be honest, it's just not going away. Is just not done right for me personally.
Yeah.
This is way better.
And-
It kicks its ass.
You said earlier, interesting. That's a great way of describing it. It's an interesting song. It's very different.
Yeah, there's so much going on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. All right, next we have the first ballad of the record. And I'm going to say right out of the gate, people, of course, were ripping on Ozzy at the time because, ballads, Ozzy's ballads. But Ozzy's the king of the ballads, and I think the two ballads on this record are both extraordinary. Like, fucking extraordinary. And the first one is Lay Your World on Me, which I absolutely fucking love. I'll talk about this one. This one's clearly written to Sharon. Because you rolled your eyes, that I always start with you. So you want me to go first?
No, yeah, please, go ahead. Do I have a little bit of a delay?
And this is another one that I think is great lyrically. Yeah, you are getting a little bit delayed.
I'm
okay.
picking up on that. Okay.
Lyrically, this song is fucking great. I mean, give me your pain, give me your anger. Let me be your rock. I can be the pillar of strength that you need. Talk about goosebumps. I mean, I'll help you keep it all together. It's better late than never, right? That's an important lyric there for Ozzy. Lay your world on me. I can take the weight. I'm getting the goosebumps now reading these lyrics, Josh. I mean, I love this fucking song. I think this one is up there with My Mom Coming Home, as brilliant as it is. I think the bridge is phenomenal. We all laugh and we all cry. We all hurt the same inside. God damn, Ozzy just
stole my thunder right
We
there.
all fall down and we lose faith in who we really are. Yeah, but if we bend instead of break, the choice for us is to make it together. Clearly, talking to Sharon, I don't know if this is about her cancer, because this is the time, I think, when she had her cancer. But I believe this is one of Ozzy's best ballads. It has got a great guitar solo. Melodies are fantastic. Ozzy is so vulnerable. and I just think it's poignant. It's fucking great.
Yeah, I do believe it's about her cancer, and lean on me. I hope you get through this kind of thing. Zach's guitar solo has like a Love Hurts vibe, where he doesn't overplay anything. It's just kind of like a singular kind of note, just kind of, you know.
And that's great. That Dreamer's like that too, by the way. Beautiful guitar solo.
Absolutely. But yeah, I agree. It's an excellent track. Ozzy's ballads. Everyone knows how we feel about his ballads. I mean, it's amazing. But you stole my thunder on the bridge. That bridge is so fucking good. When those drums kick in, we all laugh and we all cry. Oh, dude, that's what I live for right there. Yes, right? Absolutely love it. Yeah, great track. The intro with the drums is still a little awkward for me. I'd almost like to do something a little different right there. But
I don't mind it. I mean, it could have started just with the acoustic, which would have been pretty.
I was going to say, what would you do different? And that's kind of the things like, what would I do different? It's like, well, I don't know. But it's different, you know.
All right, so up next we have the Almighty Dollar. I hate to keep saying this because we're going to criticize ourselves. This one definitely has an industrial vibe. So now this is the third track that does have a little bit of an industrial vibe. So this one was written by Ozzy and Kevin Churko, and it's kind of a sneak peek, and you can kind of hear it, into the direction of where Scream goes, right?
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. To me, I feel like it's a prelude to Scream. This is obviously, about greed and corruption. It talks a lot about corporate greed and their obsession with money over the expense of humanity. It's actually very thought-provoking lyrics. I know a lot of people hear the title, God Bless the Almighty Dollar, which is what it was originally called, and then just shortened to the Almighty Dollar. But it's really about, commercialism being more important than humanity, right? Would you say?
Absolutely. And we're more that way every day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's for sure. So I think it's a very unique song. I don't think there's another song in the Ozzy catalog that sounds like God Bless the Almighty Dollar. Nothing. And I'm sorry.
Agreed totally.
To that,
no, it's the truth. Slap bass on the intro. It's different.
Yeah, right. Blasco sounds great on this. I think the rhythm section in particular sounds great. I think Michael Borden is absolutely fantastic on this song.
Yeah.
I do think Ozzy's voice is very affected in the verses, but that pre-chorus, when it kicks in, I just think sends this whole song to another level, and I think it's brilliant. What do you think?
I love this song. There was a time when it was my favorite song on the record, possibly. It and Black Rain were both right there before I really knew the bonus tracks so well and stuff. But I just really enjoyed it. Again, like you said earlier, for Black Rain, it's interesting, a little bit different. Love the slap bass. Blasco introduced himself immediately with that. I think it's kind of an epic. I don't think it's as good as Revelation Mother Earth, but definitely. I put it in that realm of Ozzy epics. When we do the episode on epics one day, I think the Almighty Dollar is one of those. I love the midsection.
100%.
That midsection is like on par with No More Tears almost. It's really fucking good, man. Really fucking good. And
great.
The little piano sections. And clearly kind of what they were going for, I guess. But it's not one...
They were going for like a No More Tears vibe.
Yeah, for sure. But it's not a track you would ever hear anyone talk about, which I find odd. I think this is a great track. And even to a casual Ozzy fan, they may not know this song.
Yeah, I agree. And I would bet there's a lot of people listening now that don't know this song, which is pretty mind-blowing to me. But, as good as the middle section is, my favorite part of the song is that melody on Burn Into the Air and Atmosphere, watching the rain come down. I think that fucking melody Ozzy just nails. Turn your head away, ignore the fear, watching the ice crash down, and then right into that chorus. Our Father's justice. This song is absolutely wonderful.
And I love that
don't know
line.
The song. Man, it's so good.
Yeah, the line, how could you fuck us all over? I mean, it's great.
Yeah, the second time. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good, man.
It's a good song.
Yeah, I think Ozzy probably really likes this record. I do feel like it's very Ozzy-handed, the lyrics. This is another one. I'm sure Kevin Churko helped a lot with it, but I think you could hear it in his performance, and Ozzy's sings a lot of these songs very angry, right? I feel like this and Screamer is two angriest vocal records.
Yeah. I agree. No, I agree totally.
One of the songs later on coming up is probably his most vocal angry song.
Interesting. So what's next?
Up next, we got one of Ozzy. Oh no, one of Ozzy's fastest songs of his career, a song entitled 11 Silver. So now we're back to an Ozzy, Zach, Kevin Churko, right? And you could hear Zach all over the song. I would have to say this was one of my favorite songs when it first came out, and now it's one of my least liked songs. So this one has not aged very well for me. I will say this though, the guitar solo is one of my favorite things Zach has done.
Yes.
And it's very over the mountain-esque with that intro before he goes into the solo, and it's mind-blowing. And I think it's the only reason it made the record, because that little solo part is so fucking good.
Yes. And mid-solo, Zach changes the rhythm.
So obviously,
I don't mean to interrupt you.
yeah,
We've got a delay,
100%.
but yeah.
so interesting. I've read that the title 11 Silver evokes the Bible story of Judas betraying Jesus for 30 pieces of silver, and the use of 11 suggests a twist, perhaps a partial betrayal or metaphor for modern-day treachery. Interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah, again, about money or power, often at the expense of others.
Which goes back to the
Something's
Middle
really loud
Eastern
there. Is that you
war
or me?
theme. I don't know. I don't hear anything.
Okay, I hear some static. Sorry, guys.
But that goes back to the whole theme of the record, really. This whole Middle Eastern war, political upset. Like you said, Ozzy's pissed off. He's not going away, but he also ain't going to war. Kind of thing that's on this record.
I actually thought this song was more about drugs. I don't know why. But
I thought it was about
that was
drugs.
always my thought.
I thought that too.
Yeah, so maybe that. Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at this. Let's
We
get
got
to the bottom of it.
dig into the lyrics. Okay.
Your words, they go right through me. Yeah, they circle around my head. I can't believe I'm still here. I know I should be dead. That's got to be. I always thought the song was about Crystal. I don't know why. This desperation makes me feel so filthy, but I know if I don't stop, I won't feel guilty. Take me higher, crank me faster, help me get the thrill I'm after. This is definitely about drugs. So all that other bullshit I read earlier can't be right. One time to take away all pain, one more time to turn myself insane. One shot to keep me high all day makes my reality fade away. It is
100%.
crystal clear about drugs.
Yes. And this is Ozzy's first solo album that he did, or first album ever that he did sober. So, you know,
100%. And Churko's talked about that Ozzy was clean and sober.
So this would, make sense to write about something like that.
Sorry if I'm talking over you. There is a delay.
No, it's my fault. I'm sure the delay is on me. That's what I do here.
Yeah. I would say that I love the energy of this song. You know, this would have been a good opener, but there's something just doesn't connect with me, and I don't know why. This song should scream everything I love about an Ozzy Osbourne song. So, Josh, why is this not connecting with us?
For the same reason it doesn't connect with me. It never did connect with me. It's one of my least favorite songs of his catalog, and I've never, like you said, aside from Zach's guitar solo, Zach's solo was fucking ripping. That's totally different. The lyrics are fine. I don't like the watered down vocal. The effect on the vocals is too flangy, and that really takes me out of it in a lot of ways too. So I think that could be the biggest issue. The energy is there.
But it doesn't bother you on Civilize the Universe. I'm sorry.
No.
It doesn't bother you on Almighty Dollar?
No.
Okay. That's fair.
This song it never had a good sound.
No, it
to
doesn't
me.
bother me either.
It's almost like it's a raid. It just doesn't sound good. Like, to me, this song just doesn't sound good in a lot of ways when Ozzy's singing.
So maybe it's just too chaotic, too out of control.
I think so. I think that's kind of what it is. I agree. But like you said, I keep going back to Zach's solo. Goddamn. Shoot.
Oof. One of the best of his career. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, try to play that fucking thing. Holy shit.
And that rhythm behind the solo is fucking shredding, too. That rhythm's going...
Yeah.
Unreal.
It's great. You know, there is something to be said, and we should bring it up now. This is really the album that Ozzy was like, I don't want to write anymore with Zach because I feel like his riffs are too Black Label Society, right? And there are some songs I think definitely I Don't Want to Stop is straight out of a Black Label Society riff. And I think Not Going Away is. There is some stuff. I think Black Rain is not. I think the song Black Rain is a very Ozzy style song. But this one I could see being, more of a Black Label song. What do you think?
Yeah. No, I agree, and that was definitely an issue. And I think Zach saying that, Zach kind of came out public with that. There was a little bit of bitter, a little bit of venom at that time, a little bit about this.
Big time.
And I think Zach saying that stuff publicly was part of the negative image that the album got. Because when Zach said, and Zach's on fire right now with Black Label Society, on fire. They're huge. They're blowing up. And I think when Zach kind of belittled the record, I think a lot of fans followed Zach's footsteps and kind of shit on it also, when really I don't think Zach meant to do that by any means, but I think a lot of the fan base, the society dwelling motherfuckers, kind of came down on the record also when Zach said that stuff. So I think it played into it for sure.
Good point.
Yep.
All right, up next we have the first song written for the record, which was Civilize the Universe, written by Ozzy, Zach, and Kevin Cherko, but this is the first song that Ozzy and Zach got together write, and that's when I know Ozzy really loved this song at first and made him feel like, okay, we're on the right track. And I think this song is very underrated. I actually really love this song. I think the vibe of the mellow to heavy, it really fits Ozzy well. It's by sure mean not a ballad by any stretch of the imagination, but those verses are a little bit mellower, and that chorus rocks with a really cool riff behind it. I think Ozzy sounds great. That I'm Alive, Watching Better Turn to Worse. One More Time, Try to Civilize the Universe. I think this one is about, again, very intelligent lyrics, questioning if we can evolve or are we going to, repeat ourselves, the mistakes we've made as a society, not so much as a person, right? I think it's a very philosophical take on progressing and being better.
Like a lot of the rest of the record, right? I mean, it's a theme that seems to follow throughout the album. No, I totally agree. It's the middle of the pack song for me. I do enjoy it. Ozzy's got a nice delivery. He sounds good on this track. I love that midsection. Dun, 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 dun. That's a cool little lick. Such a simple. It don't have to be
awesome.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be shredding every time to be fucking killer. Like, that's a cool little lick.
Or super heavy. That's what he forgets.
Yes. So, but yeah, this is one that for me, I liked it more earlier on than I do now. This one's kind of slid down the pack for me a little. Still love it.
Okay.
Still probably middle of the pack, but just lower middle. And it's cool. It's a theme that Ozzy's written about for eternity.
Yeah, love it. I do love the line, "The righteous and the faithful give the deaf man to the blind." I don't know why. I've always loved that lyric.
Yeah. And he kind of delivers that awesome also when he sings it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if my dog is driving everyone nuts. I
100%.
could go beat him to death, or I could just leave him alone. I don't know. He would not stop barking
just leave
over
him
there.
alone. Hey, he's our co-host this week.
Yeah.
What's your dog's name?
Blue. He's a
Blue,
pit bull.
all right.
Blue. Yeah.
Everybody, Blue is co-hosting this week. He had to take Ryan's
killing
spot
me.
because Ryan couldn't make the show.
Jeez.
But I actually think the song has stayed the same for me. It hasn't gotten better, but it surely hasn't gotten worse. I think it's always been about a middle-of-the-pack song, but I think it's very, very solid and underappreciated in the Ozzy lore. Honestly, this is one song I never hear anybody talk about, ever.
Yeah.
And I think it's catchy as all fuck. All right, I'm going to let you, Josh Crum, introduce the next song because of what it means to you. So next up is our second ballad. And Josh, why don't we go ahead and introduce it?
Yeah, Here For You, of course, written by Ozzy, Zakk Wylde, and Kevin Cherko. This song does mean a lot to me. I've mentioned it several times on the show that it is the song that was my wedding song when I married my wife, Valerie. We had it playing during the ceremony, and it started raining on us, and it started skipping. That's just my life. It was also the song I was listening to. Yeah. And it is also the song I was listening to when I found out that Ozzy had left us. So this song keeps hitting for me. It's kind of weird. A lot of people think written for Sharon.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. A lot of people want to believe it was written for Sharon. Not really true. Written for the fans. This song is a love affair about Ozzy's love affair for the fans. He's here for you. And I just love that. And there's that section. I'm having a brain fart right now, but the
Words
lyrics.
right out of my mouth. I was just gonna read it.
Yeah, go ahead. Give it to us.
Yeah, this one it's so hard to listen to, but I'm sure you're referencing. So now I sit here and I wonder whatever happened to my friends. Too many bought a one-way ticket, but I'll be with you till the end.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And he always was with us, and he always will be.
I just got chills.
It's exactly. He's never going to go. He's not going to go away. He's going to always be with us. And it was cute when he brought Sharon out and sang this to her, in Madison Square Garden or wherever they were that time. He brought her on stage. But this song was written for us, man. This song was written for the fans. And I feel very confident that Ozzy wrote 85, 90% of these lyrics. I'm sure there were some tweaks in there and some things going on. But, I don't want to live in yesterday, cross my heart until I die. It's Ozzy ballad.
Yeah.
Good shit. That somehow is become a theme to my life.
When we rank this record, it's going to be very, very hard for me to rank the ballads because I think they're both excellent and both towards the top of his ballad list. This album fucking kills the ballads, and I think Lay Your World on Me and Here For You are two of Ozzy's best ballads. And it's crazy they came so late in his career, but people don't really give this album enough credit for that because I think the ballads are fucking awesome. The bridge is also great on this, which, you're my religion, you're my reason to live. Remember, he's talking to us now. You're the heaven in my hell. We've been together for a long, long time, and I just can't live without you. No matter what you do, I'm here for you. And think about how fucking true it was, because Ozzy had to get back on stage to say goodbye to us, right? And
had to do
he's
it.
telling us that in this song. He can't live without us.
18 years earlier, he's kind of pre-warning us how this is going to go. When you kind of think about it.
Yeah. How prophetic.
And you mentioned the ballads later in his life. I mean,
Here For You.
All those ballads on the last few records, man, are so fucking good, dude. The guy can just always sing a fucking ballad, even down to Gods. I mean, they're just such great shit.
Oh. Yeah, amazing. And God Only Knows, which I fucking love. Even though it's not quite a ballad, but it is a ballad. It's one of those Ozzy ones. All right, up next we have Countdown's Begun. Now, this is a mid-tempo, heavy chug song that I fucking love because it's not that slow. It's got a great Zach riff. Obviously, if you listen to Black Rain and Countdown's Begun back to back, there is some similarities in the riff. Have you ever noticed that?
Yes, there's also similarities to No More Tears.
Yeah.
I think on the chorus.
All three of them have it, and that's exactly right. That's a great call, Josh. This one, for some reason, it's probably because of the nuclear war theme here, but I always felt like this song had an Ultimate Sin vibe. And I don't even necessarily mean the lyrical theme, but for some reason, this song, every time I listen to it, I feel the Ultimate Sin. I think it's in the melodies of Ozzy. Watching bloodstained windows, he must just love the pain. See the children crying, his mother died again. God, the melodies of the song are so fucking good. But obviously, there's a lot of nuclear. Ozzy's talking about Countdown's Begun. So, are we talking about nuclear war here, or is he talking about the countdown of his life? That's a good question.
I just always went the nuclear war route.
Yeah. I think it is, because he talks about the mushroom cloud and you won't hear the blast, but is it an allegory of life being, death being the atomic bomb? Is this song better than we even give it credit for? It's like, are the lyrics that fucking good? Are we talking about an allegory saying a nuclear war is the like what it is like to die?
Maybe. I mean, it's thought-provoking, right? Which is great. That's what art is supposed to be, is thought-provoking, and it definitely makes you think. It could definitely go that way. I just took it because the whole theme of the record is kind of war and political violence and things like that. Army and so I just always took it more about that. But maybe I do feel the theme of the ultimate sin, like you said. I never thought about that, but once you read those lyrics and you say that, I can definitely buy that vibe.
You know, it's funny, interesting, because this is one of those songs. Paul McCartney's got some like this too, and I love it. Verse 1 and verse 2, we've talked about this on other Ozzy songs. This is what you get when you listen to our show, which I fucking love sometimes. But so this is one of those songs where verse 1 and verse 2 just don't match. You know, watching bloodstained windows, he must just love the pain. See the children crying. His mother's dead. His mother's died again. Which is a cool lyric. Dig her grave much deeper, the fatal price she paid. I hope I'm here to hold her when she comes back again. So that has nothing to do with nuclear war, right? But then verse 2 we go to is the Armageddon finally here at last. You may see the mushroom, but you won't hear the blast. Don't need a self-made prophet. Don't need a holy war. Don't need another leader to even up the score. So, I don't know, man. I'm so torn because, you know, that could be about, and I hate to be this, and I don't want to talk about Ozzy's death, but, you know, talking about you'll see the mushroom, but you won't hear the blast, you know, very eerie of like a heart attack, right? Where, you know, you just, it comes upon you so quick. But these are very thought-provoking lyrics. I never thought about it in an existential way like that, but the song could be deeper than we're giving it credit for.
Yeah, could be. It's always been one of my favorites. Like you said earlier, I just think it's got good vibes, good energy. You know, to me, this song sounded like No More Tears vibe. When I say No More Tears album vibe, I always thought this song would fit in. And earlier I was talking about the song No More Tears, that they were similar, but like I just feel like this song would fit in with I don't want to change the world or something, like it would vibe with that. But yeah, lyrically, I don't know, man. You're making me think. Maybe I always took it at face value, but maybe there's a little more going on there than I realized.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this would have been a cooler opener than Not Going Away too, by the way.
Agreed. And my son, for those, Dan's going to cut it out. My son came in. Shit, sorry. This echo is killing. This delay is killing us a little bit tonight. I'm sorry. I was just going to tell the listeners, my son just came in, and Dan's going to cut it out. But there's a stray dog outside running around, so that's why Blue has decided to join us tonight and bark the whole episode. So now I at least know why he's been going. He's trying to be protective. It's his house.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure the dog is all right. Nobody minds. It makes us feel homey, like we're just talking around the fire tonight, guys.
Yeah.
Listening to
and I do apologize for the delay. There's a definite
delay. This would have been a great opener. I don't think it'll happen once we get it. I think it's just in our recording.
Okay.
So, would this have been a good opener?
I think so. I think this is about exactly what the album should have opened with. It's got a classic sound. It's not up tempo, but it's not under tempo either. I mean, I never thought about it as the album opener. I usually go, I don't want to stop for some reason, but
obviously the two best choices would have been 11 Silver or the next song we're about to talk about, Trapdoor, because they have energy out the ass. And I think Ozzy album should open with a lot of energy. I Don't Want to Stop is a great choice too. But I think 11 Silver and Trapdoor would have been great choices if they were just better songs. And I think that speaks volumes that they're not as good because they don't open the record.
Yeah, agreed. 100%. They're just not good enough.
Yeah. And that brings us to our last song on the record. And we're not going to dive deep into the deep tracks because we did, but we're going to do some fun things with the B-sides. All right, up next we have Trapdoor, written by Ozzy and Kevin Churko. All right, since I know this is your favorite song, Josh, we're going to have you start talking about Trapdoor.
I enjoy this song about as much as our man Ryan Beavers enjoys Over the Mountain, which is not a lot. Had to get that in there every now and then, don't we? This song just never did much for me. And the Ozzy, it's my Black Illusion for Dan. It just really is. I don't know what it is. This song, I do love the midsection. Dun 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 dun. That's cool, you know. Something about a peeping Thomas and shit. But this song just don't do a whole lot for me, man. It just don't. It feels lazy. The whole song feels lazy. How it made the record over some of these B-sides, I'll never understand in my lifetime. Just not one of my faves.
Yeah. So, interesting enough, this is the song that I was talking about. I think this is the most aggressive vocal track of Ozzy's career. And what I mean by that is his screechy, like, he's almost screaming in spots. And Ozzy never screams, right? He's got such a clean voice. But there are parts in the song I feel like he's very screamy. Would you not agree?
Yeah, I agree totally.
Yeah. I agree with the laziness. So this is one of my favorite songs when the album came out. Isn't that interesting? I love this
It is
fucking
interesting.
song. I thought it was energetic and had so many changes. And now it's one of my least liked songs off the record. This one has taken a nosedive as well. The chorus is very lazy, man. That too late, standing on the trap door. It's just not very good, man. I think that's the worst part of the song is the chorus.
It's got an industrial thing also a little bit. That kind of sounds
It does.
industrial too.
So we lied. There is some industrial element.
Maybe this is an industrial album. Yeah.
Yeah, it does for sure.
It just,
I like the verses. Okay, the verses are not bad at all. It's the chorus, man. The chorus is fucking awful.
Yep. It's bottom of the barrel for Ozzy.
And I don't mind the
It's-
pre-chorus. I think the pre-chorus is probably the best part of the song. You know, the until the skin is broken and the cut is open and the words once spoken. And I love the way he delivers "just fade away." You know that part right there before it gets into the brutal, terrible chorus. That part's really, really cool. But the song there's no solo in the song if I remember right. It's just all those changes.
Yeah.
Just nothing great about it. It's definitely one of my least liked songs I think by Ozzy.
Well, okay. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It just not doing
I don't
much.
hate it as much as you do.
Yeah.
I know. Like, we really differ on Latimer's Mercy, but we don't differ that much on this one. I think it's definitely one of the worst songs off the record. If not the worst song, and we'll find out here in a second. Anything else you want to hit on Trapdoor? I don't even know what this song's about, to be perfectly honest.
It's about a trapdoor, I think.
Place. I have no idea. Huh?
I don't know. It's about a trapdoor, I think. I really don't know what it's about. Or is it about
can't
getting?
be about.
Is it
I mean,
about
it's
getting?
not- it's got to be more about that.
Is it about getting fooled? Maybe you know, being
Being deceived.
getting
right?
tricked, being deceived. Yeah, too late. You're standing on the trapdoor, like you've already committed. You bit it. You know, probably.
Yeah. Warning, like, don't trust everybody because of the trapdoor, right?
Yeah.
I would agree that's what it's kind of about. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to do two things, guys, and we're going to wrap up because we went a little long today. We always go long on these deep dives, but these are my favorite episodes to cut. I'm not going to lie. I fucking love the deep dives. So we're going to rank the record from 10 to 1 like we always do, and then we're going to put together what our record preferred Black Rain should have been, including the B-sides. And obviously the B-sides, again, are Nightmare, I Can't Save You, and Love to Hate. But first we're going to rank the records. Let's go. Josh, what is your number 10 song on this record?
Just guess. Trapdoor.
Trapdoor. Yeah.
Yeah.
My number 10 is also Trapdoor. We actually see it the same. All right, what do you got for number 9?
So I kind of fucked up. I thought. Let's see.
Let me just stop. I have not I have my album together. I have not taken notes today. This is mostly just off my memory and stuff. But Josh has pages of notes. He was showing off, and it might be our fucking end of the episode today because he was showing off that he had notes today, and he fucked up. Come on, man.
Well,
How the fuck
what
did you
I
fuck
did
up?
was I did the album from I did from worst to best, but I added in the bonus tracks. We're doing that, right?
No. We're going to do a preferred bonus track record where
Oh, okay.
our bonus track album is going to be.
Okay.
So right
okay.
now we're ranking
So,
the
so I'm
records
still
we do
on. I'm still on
every
track. I just got to take the bonus tracks out. So number 9 for me then would be "Civilize the Universe." Actually,
What?
that's not right.
That doesn't
It
sound
should be.
right.
It should be 11 silver. 11 silver.
That sounds right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My number 9 is also 11 silver. What
Okay.
is your number 8?
Now my number 8 is "Civilize the Universe."
Wow. That hurts, man. That's pretty low.
Yeah.
My number 8 is Not Going Away.
So my number 7 is "Not Going Away." We're kind of on par.
Okay. My number 7 is Civilize the Universe.
Yeah, see, you give me shit. Like one spot difference or something. What the fuck? My number 6 is "Countdown's Begun."
Ooh, wow. That's pretty low.
Yep.
My number 6 is I Don't Want to Stop.
And my number 5 is I Can't Save You. Well, we're not doing those. Hold on. I forgot I got to take that out.
No, we're not doing those. Get it
my
together,
number
Joe.
5 would be The Almighty Dollar.
Okay. My number 5 is also The Almighty Dollar. Look at that. Number 4.
Yeah. Lay Your World on Me.
Okay. My number 4. This one hurts, but the top 4 tracks on this record are fucking brilliant. My number 4 is Black Rain.
I get it. So my number 3 is. Let me try and skip any because I got the other tracks in here.
Come on, Josh.
My number 3 is I Don't Want to Stop.
Wow, I can't believe you have it that high. That shocks me, dude. My number 3 is Countdown's Begun. That's my favorite heavy song off this record. And Black Rain is my second favorite. So, obviously, we have 2 left. And no spoiler alert here. It's both ballads. So, Josh, what is your number 2?
My number 2 is Here For You.
All right. So, I know what your number 1 is, which is a great choice. So, this is where I struggle. These top 2 choices for me, man, are neck and neck. I mean, like, today it's going to be one way, tomorrow it could be the other, just like we talk about all the time. Today I'm going to say my number 2 is Here For You.
Okay. So my number 1 for many years has probably been Black Rain, which I love Black Rain. It's a great track. But the funny thing is, if you could see my notes, when I did my top 10, I actually had Black Rain then Here For You, and I decided to change it last minute. Because that's me. Like, I was last thinking, like, you know what? I think I'm going for Black Rain. Fuck, I talked myself back into Black Rain being my favorite again. Here For You is more the sentimental, emotional thing. Black Rain's more the one that I just really always enjoyed that track. So I'm gonna stick with Black Rain after all these years.
I love it. My number 1 is Lay Your World on Me. I fucking love that song, man.
Yeah.
I know the intro is not your favorite part, but there's just something about that song, the bridge, the guitar solo, Ozzy's vocals. You know, for me, that one, my wife and I listen to a lot, and it's definitely something that I think about her a lot, so it is very emotional to me. But Tomorrow could be Here For You. But for me, clearly, Lay Your World on Me, Here For You, Countdown's Begun, Black Rain, the 4 best off this record without the B-sides.
Yeah. I agree.
What was your top 4?
My top 4
Well,
was...
Countdown's Begun a little lower.
I did. I had Black Rain, Here For You, I Don't Want to Stop, and Lay Your World on Me. So that's not
So
included.
we had 3 of the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But we also agree that with the bonus tracks, it all changes.
It all changes. Here we go. So now what we're going to do, I have these notes on my phone, the only notes I took today, is we are going to do the Black Rain record. If we were the producer and the record label, what would our Black Rain record be? So we're going to change the order up a little bit, and we're going to add the B-sides if we feel like those B-sides deserve to be on the record. And I'll start this one. So for me, the first song on Black Rain should have been Nightmare. Should have started right with that piano piece and into that great fucking riff. Dum, dum, dum. It would have been a great riff, and it should have been the first single. And people would have shat themselves because it's such a good song.
Dildo, all the way across. I agree with you on everything you just said. It's the best song of the session, and I don't think it's even close. You know, as much as I just picked Black Rain, but I think Nightmare slays Black Rain.
100%. Not even close. Agreed. My second track would have been I Don't Want to Stop. And I love that up-tempo, from Nightmare right into I Don't Want to Stop. I think it would have been killer.
Dildo, we are on
Wow,
par.
I love this.
I also slide into I Don't Want to Stop at number 2 right there.
So I changed up the track listing just a little bit from the original here because, Mom, I'm Coming Home is the third track. Goodbye to Romance is the third track. So I go Lay Your World on Me third.
I'm not sure if you can really read it. Lay Your World on Me at number 3.
Wow, this is so cool.
It's classic Ozzy to have the killer ballad at track 3 typically.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And that's kind of what it is. Yep. So there you
Then
go.
I go Black Rain 4.
Let's see. Number 4 for me, I go to I Can't Save You, back with a little energy after the ballad.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, that's cool. I went a little bit more heavy because I think Black Rain is a pretty heavy song. And then I close out side 1 because I'm old. Can I still say that? With the epic, The Almighty Dollar. I just think it's a great side 1 closer.
That would be a great side 1 closer. So much so that I put it as my side 1 closer also, The Almighty
Awesome.
Dollar.
That's
Track
so
5.
cool. So far we have 4 out of the same 5 songs.
Yeah.
All right, so then I open side 2 with the energetic I Can't Save You because I think it's fucking right in your face. If you guys don't know I Can't Save You, find it on YouTube. I know we always talk about Nightmare, Nightmare is that good. But I Can't Save You is right fucking there, man. I think it's the second best song from the sessions.
And Love to Hate's right there also. All 3 of those are just so fucking good. I mean, they might be my... I wouldn't say... They might be my favorite 3 songs from the session.
It could be.
I mean, they really could be. But my track 6, I go Countdown's Begun right there.
Oh, that's cool. I love that. My track 7 is Countdown's Begun. So, from that, bring the energy back and then back into that nice, really cool, heavy track.
Yep. And from there, I finally slide into Not Going Away. Track 8, where it should be.
No, that's your track.
That's track 7. Track 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Track number 8 for me, we're going to keep the ballad on the 3rd track again, is Here For You.
Dildo.
Yep.
Track 3 for me on that side. Track 8 overall is Here For You.
And then I go to track 9, and I do Civilize the Universe. I do keep that one on the record. And, I mean, think about this. And before we finish, this would be like the worst song on the record for me, Civilize the Universe. That's a pretty good fucking track.
100%.
And, so I put that track 9.
Yeah. My track 9 is Black Rain.
Wow, you have it real late in the record.
I have it late in the record. That way I can set up track 10, which I think is ball busting as hell.
I think we have the same track 10. Why don't you tell the listeners what that is?
Love to Hate. Track 10.
100%.
That would be a great fucking closer.
100%.
And just to end on the message, why do people love to hate? Out.
Awesome. Dude, so we actually agree on 9 out of the 10 songs. The only difference is you kept Not Going Away and I kept Civilize the Universe. That's it.
And I could be talked into switching those.
I could be talked into switching that. I do like Civilize the Universe better. I think that bridge on Not Going Away just fucking drives me crazy. I don't like the robot Ozzy there.
Yeah.
But I do think if the track, even let's just use your track, my version, don't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. This Black Rain here would be as good as No More Tears.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know we've beat it down on prior episodes, so we're kind of not talking about the bonus tracks as much because we've discussed them on other episodes. But
The B-sides.
those 3 tracks, the B-sides, they're just so fucking good, man. I mean,
They really are.
Nightmare is a top 5 Ozzy song since the turn of the century. It's just a great fucking track. I mean, it's so good. And I've admitted I'm not a huge Borden guy. I don't quite get. I've seen Ozzy go on about how he just loves Borden, and I don't know.
He's great on this
His
record.
drum fill on that fucking song before the fucking second chorus is freaking gold, man.
Re-listen to Countdown's Begun's drums, dude. They're that good.
There's something I miss with him. I don't know what it is.
Trapdoor's drums are great too. It's the best part of
Oh
the
yeah,
song.
I said it.
Yeah.
The tribal in the middle is the best section of the damn song.
Yeah. There's just something. He is great on this record, Mike Borden. I love Mike Borden, but he's better on this record than he is on Down to Earth, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, before we finish up, I just have one question I want to ask, and this is something we did not discuss. Is Ozzy 2 auto-tuned on this record?
Good point. I think that was a part of the Nick on the album also, that people kind of gave it shit. He sounded... This was the turn of the robotic Ozzy to an extent, right? And then Churko did that more with Scream.
More.
And then after that, we kind of went back to more the natural Ozzy tone, I think, since then. I think that was definitely a low point for the record. I think he was a bit too robotic, and it didn't bother me as much, but I think on a... for the average listener, I think so.
Yeah, it's funny. and maybe it's just my ears, but I felt like he was more auto-tuned when it came out. I don't know why, but like I remember thinking this record was like, oh, this is like Robot Ozzy, you know. But now when I listen to it, and I listen to a song like Black Rain, I don't, or definitely the ballads, Here For You, Lay Your World On Me, I'm not really hearing it.
I think you're dead on. And I think the reason that is because in society, we've accepted that more now as a tonal vocal quality when people record albums these days. In 2007, it wasn't something that was that common, right? And it looked like they're masking Ozzy's lack of ability at this point or whatever is how they would look at it. No, but I'm just saying publicly, that's how people would, haters. Whereas now, it's just, Youngblood can sing his fucking ass off. He's auto-tuned all the hell on this new track with Aerosmith. He's got that. I shouldn't say. I hate the phrase auto-tuned. He's got that effect, that sound.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, there's a way. There's there's ways to use auto-tune where it's not so over the top. You know, because I produce a lot of records, but then there's ways to use it as an effect, and that's probably what you're talking about with Youngblood.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and like Cher, and do you believe?
That's the first time we ever used it.
Right. And what year was that? Probably 02, 03, 04, or somewhere in that range. Probably. Right?
Do you not think is Ozzy not auto-tuned on Down to Earth? Is this Ozzy's first auto-tuned record?
I'm going to say yes. That's just total guess.
I'm going to say it's late 98 is when I Believe came out. Okay. So I thought there was a little bit. In my brain, I always thought the last time Ozzy sang without any auto-tune was Psycho Man and Selling My Soul. Which
Probably. Yeah. Good call. I can see that. Yep.
Yeah. But all right, that's our wrap-up on Black Rain. Listeners, please let us know what you think. Is this album grown on you? Do you despise it like a lot of people? Do you think it's actually secretly one of Ozzy's really, really solid records? What do you know about it? What don't you know about it? We'd love to hear from you guys. Make sure you're liking, posting. If you could repost our post of the show, that would be great. We'd love to get as much likes and YouTubes as possible.
Yeah.
YouTubes. I had to do a job.
YouTubes. and shout out to our man Kane Churko, who was a great fan and chimes in a lot and listens to every episode and messages us. Kane was he's an engineer on this record. He kind of helped out behind the scenes with everything. So no songwriting credits on this one. He did have songwriting credits on Screen, but
yes, he did.
He still was
our
involved.
Our goal is to get Kevin and Kane on, just like we did with Dean.
Yeah, Dean and Kyle. Yeah.
Yeah, Dean and Kyle.
Real quick, how fucking fun was Dean Castronovo?
Kyle too, man. Kyle is such a great guy.
Oh, Kyle's a great dude. We already knew Kyle was a great dude. Dean comes on like he's known us for a million years.
Awesome. That's one of my favorite episodes we've ever done.
It was mine too. When he fell in the chair, nothing's gonna fucking top that. He's just all animated and he's just boom, straight back.
And he pops right up, man. It was incredible. All right, Josh, do you have anything else?
I don't, man. I don't. Appreciate everyone from listening and hanging with us, and glad to talk a little fucking Black Rain with everybody. And now for the next week of my life, I'll be jamming this record nonstop because I always do that after we cut an episode. So
no question. Before I let you finish, let us know what your ultimate Black Rain album is, including the B-sides. We'd love to see what you guys think. What would be your ultimate Black Rain record?
Absolutely. And which cover do you prefer? Is it safe to say that everyone prefers that? I think so.
You know what I prefer? The fucking artwork Ryan did for this episode.
Dude,
that's what I
100%.
Dude, you guys wait till you see the artwork for this episode.
I mean, they'll probably see it before they listen to this, but still, it's fucking excellent. Yeah. There was a lot of those, though. Like, of all those, paintings, there was a ton of images of that. And really, that's one of the worst ones.
I agree.
When you look at all of them.
Yeah. It's still way better than the cardboard. The cardboard's awful.
It's still cool as shit. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. And until next time, we will see you on the other side.
Thanks for coming.
No, thank you for coming.
And we're live.
Back up.
I didn't get to put the work in like I normally do, but I feel confident. I'm not going to stress about it.
Yeah, it's all good.
Hey, you got through to me, my man.
I mean, it is pretty bad when I have more notes than you. That's beside the point.
I I think this is the first time in the show's history.
The only reason I
Josh
have
has
notes,
got notes. Dan's got nothing.
I had notes stuck inside of the Bible there that we call it. Got notes in here. Musicians, Zach Wilde. Like I didn't know that without fucking writing it down.
We were such geeks at first. Right,
You know.
I love that.
Yeah, that's cool though. You know, right?